5 women struggle with infertility. It could be your daughter, niece, a friend, or maybe it's you. I am one of those women. When I announced my pregnancy in October, I also revealed we finally conceived through in vitro fertilization, or IVF. It is physically, emotionally, and often a financially draining experience that thousands of couples in North Texas are experiencing right now. But as people reveal their struggle to start a family, more companies are offering fertility benefits to attract and retain employees. We spoke to a fertility specialist who says knowledge and support can better prepare you or your loved one for the journey ahead. Dr. Tiffany Jones is a board-certified reproductive endocrinologist and infertility specialist. Her goal is to help couples and individuals achieve parenthood.
Patients have to know that they're in it for the long haul, and that's sometimes very hard as we're trying to be very optimistic about treatment, but also realistic at the same time.
Here's the reality. The International Foundation of Employee Benefits survey found 40% of organizations in the U.S. offer some kind of fertility benefits, an increase from 30% in 2020. Now, overall, 16% cover genetic testing to determine infertility issues. 28% of companies cover fertility medications, and 30% cover IVF treatments. There are 19 states that have infertility insurance laws in place. Texas only requires insurers to offer infertility coverage to employers, but your employer chooses whether to include it in a benefits package.
I wish that we lived in a world where costs did not affect treatment and what people decided to do. If this were cancer, no one would pick a 20% success rate over an 80% success rate.
I checked with multiple fertility clinics in North Texas. Without fertility benefits, one round of IVF costs an estimated $18,000 to $23,000. That does not include pre-screening tests, and medication dosage can greatly impact those numbers.
I am so happy that a lot of companies are offering fertility benefits and that there are companies now that are specifically geared to fertility insurance like Progeny and Carrot.
Dr. Jones says she doesn't handle insurance but believes it's her responsibility to be knowledgeable.
At our clinic, we do have financial counselors that try to walk patients through. When you have like a lifetime maximum, you might not understand that if you use it for the medications, it will kind of drain that, and then you have very little for treatment. So you have to be a little strategic in where you apply the funds.
IVF is about 60 to 70% effective in the best of circumstances. That number increases if patients undergo multiple cycles.
Most people should prepare for 2 transfer cycles in an IVF cycle and 3 to 4 IUI cycles if that's the route that they're going. And if you don't have success after 3, I think immediately there are studies showing immediately moving on to IVF shortens time and cost.
A complicated process that requires a physician and team you trust. Now, I have more information on costs and support groups you can join right now in my story on WFAA.com. I know I joined one. It was very helpful. Stick around for our health check at 6:45. Dr. Jones is going to debunk myths surrounding fertility, plus the 3 tests she recommends for women if they do plan on having a family.
You mentioned the costs. I think those support groups to handle the emotional cost have to be especially important for people because it really is a journey. You and your partner have to be on the same page, and we've talked a lot about just how that road worked out and where you are now.
Yeah, and those support groups, like you mentioned, they're also really good with talking with people about, hey, where did you get this medication? Can you find a rebate? Is it cheaper here? Saving you some money too.
Boy, some great information.